In this episode, I'll be drawing a candlestick and an apple, as well as the human figure, using a well-known technique by Kimon Nicolaides. I'll talk about how you can get more volume into your drawing, a key element in creating strong drawings. Hello everyone and welcome to It's Raining Let's Draw. In today's episode I'll show you my favorite exercise in practicing how to get more volume or more weight into my drawings. And as I said in the beginning, this is a key element in creating strong drawings. And even if you're into creating flat graphic design, it's always a good idea to have a sense of volume and weight in drawings. So Kimon Nicolaides introduced this interesting perspective to drawing with his techniques called weight drawing and model drawing, which I'll be showing today. And basically what his techniques are all about is starting to think more like a sculptor when drawing, starting with creating volume or mass centered around a core of what you're drawing, instead of starting with a silhouette line. And I think we often have a tendency to start off with the silhouette line or the contour line. And the great thing about this exercise of weight drawing and model drawing is that you start from the inside of a shape and then you build your way to the outside of the shape. And this really gives you a tremendous effect in terms of weight and volume. So let's go right ahead and draw these three things: a candlestick, the human figure, and an apple. Okay, so now that I have my object in front of me here, I have my candlestick with a candle in it, which I'm going to draw. I'm ready to begin this exercise, which Kimon Nicolaides calls a weight drawing. So first thing we want to focus on is remembering that we are not drawing the surface of the object, we're drawing the inside of the object. So we have to tune into the mindset of the sculpture. We are going to add clay to a three-dimensional object. We have to think that way. So any sculptor would start with the core and then work from here to the outside, and we're going to do the same. So I'm going to just go ahead and draw a core here. This is the middle of the light stick here, the candlestick. Goes up, it's a line here. And then somewhere here we have the core of the bottom where the light comes out, and it goes out, and then comes the light around. And here in the beginning it's important to use a quite light tone here. Don't go too dark. I'm looking at the object while I'm doing this. And then from here at the base, I'm just working my way outside using scribbles. Just trying to feel that I'm inside the object and going out. It's always about keeping in mind that you have to return to the core. Where is the core of your object? It's in here and then out. In here and then out. In here and then out. And here we have the middle bulge, is something like this. In and out. I'm on the inside here. So now we kind of have the weight drawing, what Kimon Nicolaides calls weight drawing. And remember that it's not about creating an exact copy of the thing you're about to draw. It's more about tuning into that mindset of being inside the object. Also, don't worry about shade or lightning or something like that, because it's all about, being in the sculptor mode here. Now, up till now, I've just been using this HB pencil here. I'm going to switch now to a 3B pencil, which is just slightly darker in the tone. And this is because we're going to head to the stage that Kimon Nicolaides calls the model drawing. And this is where we shift from being inside of the object to actually being able to draw on the surface of the object. And so what he then says is that start with drawing vertical lines of the object. So start just drawing on the outside here of the object, on the vertical objects here. I'm going down. And then an important detail here is that what Kimon Nicolaides says is that where the form goes out or in, you want to press light or hard. So this means in the case of this candlestick here, at the protruding shape of the candle, I press harder once it goes in and lighter when it goes out. So I have my picture here of the candlestick so that you can follow along what's happening. So for instance here at the first knuckle, it goes in, so I'm pressing a bit in here. Then it goes out. So I'm not pressing here, and then it goes slightly in. And then it goes in here, so I'm pressing hard, and out. And in again. And out. After having done the vertical lines here, the lines that goes this way, we can start going horizontally, Kimon Nicolaides says. And again, the same principle, where the form goes out, we want not to press, and when it goes in, we press. So here we have the light, just to make sure, so we're going this way. And it goes flat actually. It goes out, so we're not touching. And then it goes in, goes out, and then it goes in here, goes out, and then it goes in. And then it goes out here at the base, and then in again. So how to know when you're going horizontal or where to go vertical? This is something you'll practice over time, and after a while of practicing you'll be doing this by instinct. But another way of going about this is to tell yourself, are you climbing? Are you climbing or are you resting? So for instance here, I feel that I'm definitely climbing up. I'm climbing up the candlestick here, and here comes a knuckle, and then I'm resting. And up again and resting. So I hope this exercise of weight drawing and modeling makes sense. After having done this, you can kind of go ahead and add the silhouette line. This is something I always like to do, just to see if you have nailed it, so to say. And obviously I can tell that I haven't nailed it, because it's kind of a weird variant of the candlestick. But then again, I can totally tell that this is the candle I've been drawing, and I have that sense of weight to it because of this exercise here. And that's the important thing to take with you, really. There we have the here. We're going to step it up a bit and just try to draw the human figure now. And this time I'll be drawing with this crayon here. It's those crayons that you used to draw with when you were a kid, and they're really good actually. So I have my reference open here on my computer, and I've also opened the picture so you can compare. And let's go ahead with this shape. It's more complex, so let's just keep in mind what Nicolaides just taught us. So the first thing he taught us was that we want to create some core some coils here on the shape, and we have different kind of coils here on this figure. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try to establish those coils. So we have first of all focusing on creating the skeleton here, the core that he says, just like a sculptor would do. And we have the neck coming out here and the head here, and just keep that line continuing. Don't stop draw. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect here. Let's just continue and do those circular movements here. Now that I have somewhat a skeleton here, I'm gonna start and work my way out. And just remember not to, this is something that I forget, not to keep it so dark. So here we have the leg and goes up here. We have the buttocks here, the hip, which turns into the back. And from the inside and out. The shoulder and the arms. From the inside here to the neck, from the inside out to the head. And we have a shoulder here, which is a bit raised. The arm here. And the hand. Then we have here, when the legs comes out, we have it here actually. Have the other buttocks here, going from inside and out. The hip, the back here. So the gesture here isn't at all correct, I can tell, but we're gonna move on still, and then we're gonna start using the vertical strokes here on the body. So this is again a question about where are you climbing and where are you resting. I feel that I'm resting here down at the feet, but at the legs we have shape coming up. Remember that I'm using this charcoal. So we have the legs coming out towards us. So I'm pressing hard. And then I'm not pressing. And it goes in again, so I'm pressing. And then we have the leg coming out towards us again. So I'm not pressing that hard. Then we have the buttocks coming out towards us. So here I am pressing hard beneath, and then the buttocks comes out, so I'm not pressing, and then it goes in again here at the back, and then the back goes out, so I'm not pressing. We have the middle here section of the back, the spine, it goes in. I'm just touching there. Let's see, and we have the head where it goes away from us, I'm pressing, and it goes away from us here in the neck, and then it goes out here like so. And once again, I think it's always good to add a silhouette line just to get a sensation of a shape, and it also becomes more obvious to you where you could improve and where you kind of feel that you're getting there. And again, it's not about creating something that's perfect, it's more about getting into that mindset of feeling like you're sculpting on the paper, really. The buttocks here. We have the sensation here that it goes here, touching up with the heels here, and something like this. And this is also where you can see perhaps I've been going a bit too dark here when doing the weight drawing, so it loses some tone here and there, but there's a thing you can do with that. You can always go ahead and just erase a bit here and there, erase where the shape goes out towards us, just like Nicolaides taught us, and then you'll have the sensation that it's protruding, like so. The neck here, you can also feel a little bit here, the arm here. I hope this video gave some insight into how you can use Nicolaides technique to create volume and weight in your drawing. Let me know in the comments what you think of this exercise, and let me know if there are any other exercises you could feel that, that you need. And until next time, have fun drawing.